Hello everyone and welcome to week 9 of the TBL. Your New York Empoleon are 4-4 taking on the St. Louis Charizards coached by Hef Nasty, and he is 6-2. We've got our work cut out for us this week. He is the 1 seed, we are the 4 seed. We could very well see this matchup in the quarterfinals if we're not careful. We got to make it there though first, and a win will put us there. So I'm really going to be giving my all this battle. We are predicting my opponent to bring Ditto, Cofagrigus, Charizard, Tapu Fini, Landorus Therian form, and Zebstrika. But if he brings Lucario again like last time, wouldn't surprise me. He could bring a couple other things that I would generally be like, yeah, okay, that's not surprising at all. On my side, we're going to be bringing Jolteon, Latias, Cradily, Mega Absol, Empoleon, and Scolipede. Hopefully this team manages to put in the work I want them to put in. We've gotten some kind of crazy sets this week, and a couple things that are pretty familiar to him, so we'll see how he reacts to those. Anyway, I'll see you guys back here with that battle in a second. Alright everyone, welcome back. Here we are getting ready for our battle against Hef and his St. Louis Charizards. Here we go, team preview. We see the Araquanid Delmise. Yeah, so there's some stuff there that I'm not surprised at all to see, excuse me. But what we do not see is the Cofagrigus. We see the Delmise instead, so let's swing that in there. And we don't see the Zebstrika. Instead, we see the Araquanid. Now, I did think he might bring Araquanid in order to handle the Jolteon. Last time, he got himself absolutely bodied by the Jolteon. He didn't have an answer to it, so I think Sticky Webs are something he might go with here. I was kind of thinking about it the whole time, but I wasn't necessarily going to tip my hand about that. Additionally, the Ditto could become the Jolteon with Quick Feet, but if it doesn't have a status, then I'm not worried about it. And so that is a good thing to think about. Now, his Araquanid does threaten me. Now, I could lead with my Mega Absol, which does have Stone Edge, which has a chance to OHKO an Araquanid if it's not so physically bulky, but he will OHKO me back. Alternatively, I could lead with my Cradily, which can handle the Araquanid pretty well, and set up rocks on my own side. And it has the Rock Slide if I just want to click it, if he does lead with his Araquanid. Now, if he doesn't lead with his Araquanid, Cradily may be the wrong lead here. It does have an ability to handle Tapu Fini if it has to. And not to mention, his Tapu Fini will prevent my Jolteon from getting its Flame Orb up if that does come to pass. So I do have to watch out for that. It may have behooved me to lead Jolteon here honestly, maybe depending on what he's going to lead with. So he's going to straight lead with his Landorus. That's totally okay. I am going to lead with my Cradily here. And I really do wish that I had led with my Absol at this point. It would prevent the Stealth Rocks. I have the Ice Beam on it. But I'm going to just set up my own rocks here. I do love having rocks up against his team. Obviously, last time he did have the Fini that could have posed a problem if he had wanted it to. And so it's funny to think about in week 9 now. It's like, okay, last time he did this. Is he going to do it again? I don't know. He brought the Delmise, which could also have Rapid Spin. He brought the Ditto, which I don't have Defog on my team, but it could grab Defog from something, potentially. So lots of things to think about there. But all things considered, I think this lead isn't terrible. He doesn't really have an answer to Cradily itself, and that's really good for me. Obviously, Cradily doesn't love seeing like a Leech Life Araquanid, but it definitely does deal with the Liquidation form of Araquanid. And so we're gonna set up. He's gonna set up his rock, so that's fine. So Stealth Rock. So he's probably a little bit more bulky. We're gonna set up our rocks here. And at this point, we haven't seen like any sort of item. We know he's not Assault Vested, which is really, really good information to have. And he could just go straight for a knockoff or an Earthquake here. Either way, I think my best bet is probably just to click Seed Bomb, which hits everything except the Charizard super hard. And if he does switch into the Charizard here, it's going to take 50% for rocks, which I doubt he's going to do. If he goes into the Fini, though, it's going to hit that pretty hard. If he goes into Delmise, that's going to take it pretty well. But I don't really have like a switch that I want to make into this if it's going to go for a potential knockoff here. So I'm just going to go for a Seed Bomb and see what he wants to do. He's just going to U-turn out. So let's see how much damage this does. Probably a little chunk, yeah, so a little bit. So he's reasonably invested, it looks like. But not... Oops, that's Landorus I. Landorus T. Not super invested. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. He did intimidate me, which I did forget about, as he does go into his Tapu Fini here. But we do get a little Seed Bomb off there. Let's see what item he's got. That was a lot of damage from that U-turn, actually. It should not have done that much damage. Let me take a look at this Cradilly just to make sure that it is the set that I think it is. Yeah, it should be. I don't know why that did so much, unless there was a crit that I wasn't paying attention to, or if he's got some sort of like boosting item like a Life Orb that I missed. Now, Finny could easily just go for a Defog here. Could go for a Moonblast or something. Moonblast would do about 50 to 60%. I could just go out into my Empoleon, which I think is exactly what I'm going to do. Empoleon doesn't really have necessarily anything to specifically deal with the Finny, but it does have answers to almost everything else in his team, and if he does decide to go for a Defog, I get a +2 from Defiant, and that works for me. And Cradilly also, while it does handle, obviously, it does handle the Water-type move from the Finny, I don't want it just sitting here on this Tapu Fini, especially because the Araquanid has the Liquidation, which can be a huge problem for the rest of my team if he does manage to get up Sticky Webs and stuff like that. So I am going to watch out for all of that. Meanwhile, my Empoleon is going to be able to switch in here. If he does click Defog, that's fine. If he clicks a Water-type move predicting a switch, that's fine. If he clicks a Fairy-type move, that's fine. Like, I don't know. He might have Smart Strike. Physical Finny is a thing. And so he's going to go for a Z move. Z. Tapunium Z. Okay, so that's fine. That checks us what his Z move is. Checks us? What the heck did I just say? That tells us what his, and it tells us he has Nature's Madness on this thing. So we're going to take 75% here, plus a little bit from Rocks, so a little bit more than 75% total, which is a lot of damage for this Empoleon to take, and obviously not something that I really wanted to deal with, but at the end of the day, that's okay. Defog would have definitely been preferred, obviously, but I'm just, I mean, this thing, it could stay in here and go for a move on my Empoleon. I don't know if Liquidation would be stronger than anything else. I don't have a Steel-type move, which even if I did, doesn't really cover Finny anyway. So Earthquake will do more. Knockoff does a little bit, but it's, you know, not technically holding an item, so it's going to do very, very little. If he does go out into the Landorus here, I would love to click Liquidation on that. I think well, no, Earthquake doesn't really hit anything except for the Ditto, which I don't see coming in on this switch in, but I'm going to click Earthquake here and see what he does decide to do in this situation. He goes for a Taunt, so he thinks that I want to Defog, but I'm just going to click Earthquake on this thing and get about a little bit of damage off on it. So that's fine. You know, he may think, okay, he was predicting a Ditto to switch in. And we see how much damage that does. It doesn't quite look like it'll kill from there. So at that point, I think I kind of want to click Liquidation. Although he may stay in and just try to finish me off. Or he may Defog himself. Either way, I think either Earthquake or Liquidation is obviously my best play here. Since another Earthquake won't kill, and a Liquidation plus an Earthquake will kill, I'm going to click Liquidation here. And he's just going to go for a Nature's Madness, which is going to do 50% of what I have left. But we're going to survive that, because we have to survive that. And click Liquidation, and get a little bit of damage off on this thing. Now, that defense drop's huge, because it means I can click Liquidation again. And that would allow me to kill. And I think I'm going to do that. He may go out into the Araquanid. That's fine if he does. I outspeed it. So there's the Moonblast. I think that'll kill from here. Yeah, it will kill from that range. I mean, I was at like very, very little HP. So Moonblast comes out. So Tapu Fini kills Empoleon with Moonblast. And this gives me a very free chance to go into my Jolteon, kill the Fini, and get my Flame Orb up. All in one big straight go. If he does decide to switch out from the Finny, that's fine. Shadow Ball hits everything on his team, and so that's what we're going to go with. And we're just going to take out the Finny from here, unless he has some crazy amount of investment that I don't expect him to be able to have. So we are going to say Jolteon kills Tapu Finny with Shadow Ball. And what did I... Okay, there we go. And Finny's down. So what does he go into? How does he handle this Jolteon? I mean, he doesn't have his Sticky Webs up right now. And he does have... The Stealth Rocks are still there. I've got the Shadow Ball in case he decides to go into the Delmise, which covers that. It doesn't OHKO that, so I would probably have to switch out, and he could probably Rapid Spin the rocks away, which would be unfortunate, because Power Whip would kill me. But if he decides to do that, to go that route, then I can always just go out into my my Scolipede, which can eat those hits pretty well. The next thing that I get a safe switch into is probably going to be my Absol, and I'm probably going to try to Mega Evolve that and start clicking some knockoffs. I do still have that Stone Edge, which now that the Stealth Rocks are up, the Araquanid does die to a Stone Edge straight up. So this is his Charizard, which takes 50%. I definitely outspeed it. It's Charizard X. I'm obviously not staying in on this thing because Jolteon does so much to his team. I could Magnet Rise, but now's not the time for that. Now's not the time for that. He takes 50%, so he's definitely going to stay in and try to set up on me. But I just go out into Latias here on this Charizard. There's almost no way I see him clicking a Dragon-type move. And I didn't go out into Latias last time where I needed to. And because Dragon Claw doesn't kill Jolteon, or doesn't guaranteed kill Jolteon, whereas Flare Blitz does. So if he does go for like a Dragon Dance here, that's alright. My Latias will still outspeed. It's Scarfed. And if he does go out into... Not go out. If he does decide to just straight click Flare Blitz or Earthquake, then Latias is fine. If he does predict that miraculously and click Dragon Claw, then wow. But also we just go out into Mega Absol and take care of it from there. So Jolteon obviously going to be super important for the remainder of this fight as it was last time. You know, it's doing exactly the same thing it did last time, just as much work against his team. So he's going to take the 50% here and immediately switch out into Lando. Now that makes me feel like Lando has to be Yachi Berry like it was last time. And he's trying to get me to stay in on this thing. And we saw U-turn, we saw Stealth Rock, so he probably has Earthquake. I could go for a Magnet Rise here. I'm just going to expect you to be Yachi Berry. Which still makes Hidden Power Rise a 2 KO. And U-turn's not going to kill. So I'm going to Magnet Rise. And we're going to see what he wants to do here. If he does go for the Earthquake, that's whatever, obviously. And we're going to just be able to click Hidden Power Ice at this point. And if he has the Yachi Berry, he doesn't kill with any attack. So, Earthquake. He could U-turn, but I'll burn the Yachi here. So there it is. Yeah, as we expected, the Yachi Berry. Goes for the knockoff. It does a ton of damage to Jolteon. Plus the burn damage means that, I don't know, Stealth Rocks does 12%. So what is 88% of 100? It's less than 21 damage, I think. 155 minus 137, or times 0.12. Why don't we just do that? Times 0.12. 18 damage, 19 if you round up. So we can take one more switch into Stealth Rocks if I do switch out here, but I'm just not going to switch out here. I think staying in is probably my best bet at this point. This Jolteon has done... I mean, it'll take out the Landers as well here. And we did see the knockoff as well. And so... That's not what I wanted to do. So I think the Jolteon will stay in for 2 more turns. I don't have the ability to get rid of the rocks. So... could I have gone into Latias there? Yeah. But I could have, I mean, I would have clicked Ice Beam again, and I would have been in the same position as now, where I would have gotten knocked off. And I think knockoff would probably kill from a Landorus to a Latias. So, Yeah, I would have killed after Rock. So, definitely not ideal to have lost my Latias. To lose Jolteon sucks, but it's not quite as bad. So he's going to switch out here into Juicy Fruit, the Ditto. Now, Ditto's not going to be statused, which means I do get a second chance to attack it here. Because even Scarf Ditto won't outspeed me. So I will get another Hidden Power Ice off here, and that is what it is. And I could... At this point, I do survive another hit from my own burn. I'm just going to click Shadow Ball. It is my strongest attack against a Jolteon. But you have, I don't know what your HP stat's going to be, but you have base 48 HP. So let's say you have max HP, because your Ditto should always have max HP. Actually, it has the same exact HP as Jolteon. That's interesting. But yeah, we're going to click Shadow Ball, because it does more than Volt Switch by a little bit. And there's no reason for us to switch out, so we are going to outspeed him because we are statused, and we have Quick Feet. And that's going to do a ton of damage with a critical hit. He's going to Volt Switch out, which is whatever. So he's going to be super low, which is really, really nice, because I can only switch that in one more time, maybe. And at this point, we do get that safe switch like I was talking about, which we can go out into Mega Absol at this point. Davy Jones is the Delmise. So that thing probably doesn't want to look at an Absol at all. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Sucker Punch has a chance to Oko. After Rocks, it's a really good chance to Oko. I don't have Knockoff. I have Pursuit, which would be the other option. But Pursuit only kills if he's switching out. And that would be kind of terrifying. The thing is, if he's staying in, I just expect him to be going for... If he's staying in, I just expect him to be going for the Rapid Spin. Which makes me really want a Pursuit. Because Pursuit will guaranteed to kill if he's switching out. But it will not kill if he stays in. And he can kill me with Power Whip. I'm going to Pursuit. I know this is a super risky play. I think he's going to go out into his Landorus here, though. I think he didn't want to hard switch into the Landorus there because that would just incentivize my Latias to come in, and he didn't want that right now. He wanted... I think he wanted the Absol in here, which is why he went into Delmise. And I should mark down that Ditto kills Jolteon with Volt Switch. I don't know if that matters. I don't know if it matters that he killed it with Volt Switch, but we do have a pretty interesting opportunity here, depending on what he decides to do. He is going to withdraw, so we are going to get that Pursuit off here. And I am so glad that I went for Pursuit instead of Sucker Punch here, because one, it doesn't reveal that I have the Sucker Punch, which is awesome. Two, unless he's got an insane investment, yeah, I don't even know if insane investment would work, but Mega Absol kills Delmise with Pursuit, and he's going to go right out into the Landorus here, which is going to be able to intimidate me. We know he's not Scarfed. We've seen that, so that's really, really good. We know he's Yachi, or not Yachi. We know he's not Yachi. Anyway, Landorus T is not going to take an Ice Beam from a Mega Absol at all, so we are going to be able to click Ice Beam here, and down is going to go Landorus T, so Mega Absol kills Landorus T with Ice Beam. So that would have been the other thing, is just going straight for the Ice Beam, knowing he was going to switch into that. But I think... so Araquanid's going to come in here, and at this point I'm going to have to land a Stone Edge. I don't think Mega Absol is required for me to beat Charizard or Ditto. even if Ditto is Scarfed, it's just going to speed tie with Latias, and it doesn't OHKO my Scolipede with Rock Slide because I have the Charty Berry. So I am going to try to click Stone Edge here on the Araquanid, which would kill it if it lands. Nothing else would kill it from here, so we're going to click Stone Edge. Land the Stone Edge, miss the Stone Edge, he goes for Leech Life, so that is, you know, wholly unfortunate that that is the way that that's going to go down. And, you know, we know that's going to happen sometimes with Pokemon. So Araquanid kills Mega Absol with Leech Life. So 80% of the time, you know, we kill this Araquanid and we have a Mega Absol staring down the rest of his team. And of course, 20% of the time we lose our Mega Absol. And of course, with me, that is way more than 20% of the time. Now I could go out into Scolipede here, which can do about 50%. I could go out into Cradilly, which might be able to eat a Leech Life from this thing better. Wow, it says that a Leech Life does 19% to Cradilly. What? That's Brave Natured max attack? Okay. Yeah, Cradilly. Screw it. What am I thinking about? What am I even like contemplating right here? We're just gonna go for a Recover. Just to see what he does. But Leech Life apparently does 20%. That's so surprising. Rock doesn't resist Bug, does it? Oh, why do I have Reflect Up? Okay, no, it's going to do 30 to 40%. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. Why did it say I had Reflect Up? Anyway, that's totally fine that it's going to do about that much. It means I wouldn't have clicked Recover here, but we end up in the same position anyway. And, in fact, if he outspeeds me, which this will give me good information about, then the Recover may allow me to stall out a few more Leech Lives. So he's going to switch out. That's fine. He's going to go right out into his Ditto, which is going to die to Stealth Rock. It is going to die to Stealth Rock, so that's fine. Cradilly kills Ditto with Stealth Rocks. And we're going to get a Recover up, so Cradilly. Why is my keyboard doing what it's doing right now? I've never understood this. It sometimes just gets really angry, sometimes. That was really redundant. Kills Ditto with Stealth Rock. There we go. Getting that Stealth Rock kill. Rock Slide has a chance to miss. Seed Bomb does not. He could Roost, so I'm going to click Rock Slide. You know, if it misses, what are you going to do? You know, that's just, if it misses, it's just the way this game said it's going to go. If he Roosts, then I need to click Rock Slide here, because I can't let him get those free Roosts up. And Rock Slide still has a chance to kill even after a Roost. It does 43 to 52% if he's not defensively vested. So, like, what are you going to do? You know, it's like, I have to be able to take that on, and 90% of the time I'm going to hit this Rock Slide. So he goes straight for the D-Dance. Now, if I miss the Rock Slide on this D-Dance, then we've got fun times coming in. But we're going to go for the Rock Slide. We do land this Rock Slide, so Charizard, Dragon Dance, and Mega X, obviously, and Cradilly. Kills Charizard with Rock Slide. And we have to keep clicking Rock Slide here at this point, just for this Araquanid as well. And we are going to outspeed it. We are going to click Rock Slide. This should do about 50%, which it does, which is perfect. He's going to get a Leech Life, or goes for a Lunge. So he's probably Banded here. Either way, that's not going to do that much damage. He does get an attack drop, and now he could go for a Leech Life, I guess. Maybe he's Banded. I'm not sure. If he's Banded into Lunge, then I'm actually in good shape. If we land our Rock Slide, then this should bring him down to very low, if not kill. And it does kill. Is it a crit? It's not a crit, so it didn't even need a crit there. And Cradilly, so he's got Lunge. I wrote lunch. Araquanid goes down, and Cradilly kills Araquanid with Rock Slide. And great game to Hef and the St. Louis Charizards. Everybody else who's watching this video, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that this means we have locked up a spot in the playoffs, and we are still going to be one game out of the division lead with one game left to play. So we do have a chance to make up a lot of ground in this division. Hef will be leading it at 6-3, and I am now 5-4. Hef may be tied with a couple other people as well. So we do have a chance to make up some ground in this division. We do have a chance to do really well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. That was hype. I was super into that. I was, every moment was just like, oh my god, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? That pursuit play made me feel so good. But thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.